everyone, this is Chris Brazel and welcome back to my Business Kick world. Today I'm meeting with Scott. I got to work with Scott last year, which was absolutely fabulous. He started off with one of my workshops and you were talked into by your wife to come into that workshop.
I was typical male. Was seeing my wife with all this colour, Chris Brazel stuff, I guess, around the place. I wanted to know what this Chris Brazel was about, and reluctantly I agreed to go to a weekend workshop, and from then I guess a lot's happened.
And at that workshop there was one specific thing, if I remember rightly, that you wanted. You had a chicken shop that you'd had on the market for ages and it wasn't selling. And over that course of the day I showed you some really simple things to get it sold. So what happened?
It was, well, I had past tense, a retail chicken shop, and I'd been trying to sell it for maybe almost 9 months prior to the course, and that was causing me a lot of unhappiness, stress, and I wanted done with it.
You wanted out.
I wanted out, and during that course, that was my outcome, and you showed me a number of things that I needed to do.
They were really simple, and we actually set a date, because I always like to set a date. When you want to make something happen, just don't leave it long-ended and it can happen whenever it wants to. I always like to make sure we've got a date so we know we've been successful. And you set the date for the sale that was totally I've believed, in alignment, which was quite an easy one to accomplish. And you got it sold even before the date,
didn't you? I think it sold maybe 2 days before the date, which was a little bizarre. And I guess I used that.
That's a bit of an achievement.
I used that seems to happen a lot.
I know.
When
you work with me,
when you and I work together.
The nicest thing that after Scott found that, oh, this stuff does really work, this Chris Brazel way of doing it, the easy way, is not complicated and it does work. You then got me to look at your real estate business because you were having staffing problems there, sales not being a bit of a yo-yo, but mainly it was staffing problems, wasn't it?
It was. I, at the same time, owned a significant real estate company, which we had salespeople, property management, and in excess of 20 staff. And I'd bought the business. I had inherited a lot of staff that I didn't want, but was finding it difficult to find them a place or move them on. Mm-hmm.
And some of the staff really weren't working with you; they were kind of working against you.
No, I mean, as I'm sure, if anyone's bought a business with existing staff, there's obviously that they've worked for different people, and invariably I have different ideas and different way of doing things that the previous owners did, and I knew that was going to happen, but we just weren't gelling and getting it together. So that's when you came in and helped us. I engaged you from a business point of view to come and look at our business. Not the ins and outs of our selling type of business.
Yeah, no, I'm no good at the contracts and does this being dotted and that, but I'm very good at environments. And everything about your environment, when I first walked in, was easy to say why you were having staffing problems, like the different colours on the walls, the different desk positions, even with the way you were sitting and the way your office was set out. It just said to me, hey, this gives problems and this gives a negative environment. And all I did was get you to change desks around, a little bit of colour.
I think we painted some walls, some specific colours.
Yeah.
And there was some
dead sticks. Remember the dead sticks?
There was a number of dead sticks in our reception area, and then we changed our whole reception area and our entryway all around. There was some furniture in the back of the office that we changed around. We were obviously a sales-oriented business, so we changed what that was about and put that in a different location. There's a number of, significant environment shifts in it.
But the best thing is you didn't even have to have any communication with the staff. The actual problem staff, from what I believe, is they just came to you and decided to start resigning and finding other jobs and moving on. And that's the magic of when you work with energy and environment. You don't have to do anything, because if someone's not in alignment with you, they're not on that same wavelength or that positive energy, they can't stay in a positive environment, which is what you found.
Exactly. I mean, when you first came in, I hadn't told anyone who you were, what you were there to do, etc. We were just making some changes in the office, and I think within maybe a week to 2 weeks, a number of the staff that I really didn't think were in alignment with my vision of what I wanted the business to be resigned. Of which I was trying to formulate ways to have them, to work them out of the business.
To move them on.
Yeah. So that was another, there was some significant aha moments during the next couple of months in that business. So.
Wow. So what we can say, it's really, if you're in business, you're having staffing problems, or even if you've got a business that needs to sell, it's just pulling that energy alignment. And every task that I gave you, or every action steps, one made sense, easy to do, and best of all, you got results.
Yeah. And ultimately, that's what it was about for me.
Yeah.
Male, it really is about the results, and that's all it ever has been about, and that's all you can judge someone or someone's work by, and that's what I've done, and that's why, several years later we're still working together, both on a personal front and on a professional front.
I know, after we got all this sorted out with the real estate business, then Scott allowed me then to start to work on another total transformation. So if you like what he's got to say here, flip over to Kick to Life Transformation, and I've got a great interview with you there. So this is Chris Brazel and Scott, thank you. But if you're anything in business, which is, if you've got problems with your business, with sales, you've got problems with your staff, even when it comes to the branding and logo, let's get it right. It's really easy to do it the easy way, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the